Leading this week's coverage, we sit down with an RMA alumnus who gives us insight into the changes being made in the concert industry. He talks about a specific skill which helped him prevail. Lastly, we show you ENN's first take on a verified interview of Mr. Elijah Merritt, inspired by the Genius YouTube channel. Mr. Merritt shares many of the songs he has written. Catch all this and more on ENN.
Riverside has introduced the new physical training uniform to the Corps. Starting this fall, they will be issued out to all high school cadets. They include a Riverside blue color shirt with the Riverside logo across the chest and black running shorts. There is also a long sleeve shirt with the same color and a logo with the black sweatpants for the winter activities. Thanks to our public relations team and the cadet store, as well as the class of 2020 battalion staff for making this happen.
Last weekend, the Corps of Cadets participated in the annual President's Inspection. This inspection verifies that every cadet knows the uniform standard and the ability to prepare the room according to the SOP standard. The Chief TAC, Sergeant Major Sosa, Lieutenant Colonel Carter, and the President, Colonel Persevsky, were the inspectors for this event. All companies performed well, but the top 3 spots went to Charlie, Alpha, and Delta. Great job to everyone.
RMA has proudly partnered with the Walmart Foundation, which has made it their mission to help people live better one community at a time. This year, Riverside Military Academy received a $5,000 grant from the Walmart Foundation to enhance student health and cultural awareness. Since 2015, the Walmart Foundation has been a faithful supporter of RMA by donating more than $17,000 to help support our mission of producing young leaders.
RMA alumnus Andres Garcia, class of '98, runs En Vivo Producciones, a company that promotes concerts through Central and South America. He talks about the struggles COVID brought to the concert industry, as well as how the networking skills he learned at Riverside has helped him prevail. Here's the story.
The Grammy for Best Latin Pop or Urban Album went to
YHLQMDLG, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, Black Eyed Peas, and Luis Miguel are just some of the big-name artists that Riverside alumnus Andres Garcia, class of '98, has worked with over the years.
I'm a concert promoter. I have a company that does concerts in Central America.
We learn about the changes and challenges within the entertainment industry brought by COVID-19 and how he was able to overcome them.
We've been working in some streamings with the artist. We've been doing like streaming shows, but it's not the same. What we are really doing in these couple past months, it's planning how we're going to come back.
With a tough year in the rearview mirror, Andres is able to keep moving forward thanks to one specific skill.
You just have to find your way in. I have to take advantage of everything I'm doing here and do my network. That's the key word.
We talked to a current international cadet to give us his perspective on how networking will benefit him in the future. It makes you learn what it truly means to be a person of culture. I have made friends which I can consider my brothers, which I hope to see in the future, and I hope that I can count on them no matter which country I visit.
In Riverside was the same. My roommate was from Italy, and then I had my other roommate was from Switzerland. So I think it opens up your mind, right? And it opens up how you talk to people. It depends from where they are.
Networking, a skill which is essential for jobs like Andres's and for life after RMA. For ENN, I'm Ruben Barahona, reporting.
Mr. Elijah Merritt, RMA's English department chairman, is not just an English teacher. He actually writes and produces music. ENN's spinoff of a verified interview inspired by the Genius YouTube channel starts now.
So I wrote a bunch of music in high school. Some of it okay, most of it not very good, but I'm proud of the work that I did because I think every song is worth writing, even if it's not worth sharing. So I came up with the music to You Buried Me first. It's a little bit harder than a lot of the music I write, which is more straight folk music. But You Buried Me is kind of folk rock. And I was just noodling around on the guitar and I found a lick I liked and wrote a couple of different themes based on that. So I'm a gardener, and I love to start seeds, and I love to work in the dirt. And gardening is a lot like songwriting to me. I plant a lot of seeds, and a lot of them don't come up, but it's worth the work. I find a lot of meaning in turning a patch of weeds into something fruitful and productive, something that looks like everything's dead and gone, and then it actually comes back to life, bigger than it was before. It's great. You threw me in the dust. You threw me in the dust. You didn't think I'd rise back up, but you can't keep me down. This song, one of my personal challenges for this song was to say more with fewer words. I'm usually a pretty wordy songwriter, and so I repeated that first line just to drive emphasis home rather than putting a whole nother thought in it. I like the first verse because you're not sure what the metaphor is going to be yet. We talk about throwing in the dust. It could be a street fight. It could be almost anything, and that it doesn't become clear that it's about planting a garden until verse 2 and the chorus. That last line, "You can't keep me down," keeps coming back at the end of each verse because that's the theme of the song. When you buried me, you thought it meant defeat, but when you buried me, you didn't know I was a seed. There's this verse in the Bible that I kept coming back to when I was writing this song that says, "What you meant for evil, God has turned to good." And that idea is also kind of contained in the chorus, like evil triumphs over the good, and when it thinks it's won, but that's actually the turning point, and it's the moment of the most power for good to prevail. I had the toughest time with the rhyme. I knew I wanted that last half, "When you buried me, you didn't know I was a seed," but it took me forever to figure out how to rhyme something with seed that had the idea of evil triumphing. So I had to end up rhyming defeat, which is very close, but not quite there. It's all in how you sing it. I really like the last verse because it pulls the potential of this song from just a reflection into, in my mind, what could almost be a protest song.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Chess, a game of strategy where anything can happen. A game where your skills are tested against your opponent. When time is never on your side, and every move brings you closer to victory or defeat. So, anyone up for a game of chess?
I'm Ruben Barahona from Cancun, Mexico, reporting from Riverside Military Academy, and this is ENN.
Jody Wilson is RMA's coordinator of alumni communication and events. We look at how he helps our alumni stay connected to the academy through various mediums, including podcasts and newsletters to campus events like homecoming. Tristan Ng has more.
RMA alumni span the globe, and the Academy wants to continue to keep those relationships long after the cadet leaves campus. Jody Wilson, the coordinator of Alumni Communications and Events, works to keep RMA alumni connected to the Academy. Coming to Riverside for his first interview, Mr. Wilson immediately knew RMA was different.
So I remember walking into the Lanier Hall, coming up to the hallway, and every cadet that I saw that I passed, they greeted me by saying, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir." Every cadet. So it's that moment that I really knew that this is somewhere that I wanted to be, something that I wanted to be a part of.
In the 4 years Mr. Wilson has been here, he has made multiple changes, which include an alumni-exclusive newsletter and podcast. We asked him how he came across these ideas.
The idea came to me as I was driving back and forth to work each day. I like to listen to podcasts in the car. And so I thought to myself, this is something that we could do here at the Academy to help tell our story.
The History Academy frequently interviews Riverside icons like Irobiso. Here's a snippet.
So without knowing what the devil he was doing, He went out on the middle of the floor and screaming at the referee, and the referee turned around and said, "That's a T."
So we asked John B. McKernan, a class of '88 alumnus and a member of the Board of Trustees, how we can appreciate all that Mr. Wilson does.
You'd have to sit next to him for a day, and you'd have to hear all the phone calls, see all the emails, that he has a passion for what he does, and he treats everything with great importance.
We all appreciate your work here, and thank you for your dedication in staying with the RMA family. This is Tristan Ng for ENN reporting.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. Only one more episode to wrap up this season, but until then, we'll be featuring one of Riverside's longtime Army instructors who's retiring after 17 years at RMA. We thank him for his service to the Academy and wish him well in his retirement. I'm Andrew Preston, and we'll see you next time on ENN.